So hello, welcome to Saturday at Derek's review of...
Hey Internet, we saw Age of Ultron!
Yeah!
Oh shit, that was good.
So, this movie wasn't without its issues. No, just kidding. It was
Really?
fucking
Because
awesome.
you were all like, I can't think of anything wrong with
Yeah,
this.
neither can
It's
I.
the most. It's as good as the first one was, and I wasn't expecting that. And it's fucking amazing. And
Well,
Joss Whedon.
that was an hour after we saw it.
But you've had time to think about things to bitch about, other than your cat
Well,
wrecking your puzzle.
just the pacing was a little bit weird at times.
Okay.
Because from what I understand, there was a 4-hour cut of the movie.
Yeah.
And they cut a lot of shit out.
I can't wait to
It's
see
pretty
the 4-hour.
long.
Hell yeah!
That's gonna be so cool.
If we get a freaking Jonathan Jackson, Peter Jackson version,
Yeah.
extended version of
Yeah.
this, drool.
Yeah. No, that could be a whole day just right there.
Actually,
So we gotta
later
watch
on,
it.
doing like a limited theatrical release of it would be really cool too.
It would. Oh, especially in the new theater.
Yeah, but let's talk about what we liked about the film first.
Okay.
Besides the obvious everything.
The robot was really cool.
Robot.
Yeah, Ultron.
Ultron.
What robot?
Ultron, who's
He's a
not a
robot.
robot, but he's an
He
artificial
looks like
life
a
form. Damn
robot.
it. But anyway, what I liked about it, fucking everything. It was clever. It was well written. It set up Civil War really well.
Without
And it
doing
changed,
too much.
Well, and it changed the tone of Tony Stark's character in order to set up
Right.
the Civil War.
Well, Tony Stark's always been kind of a half douche.
Yeah, no, but
he's-
up till now they've really portrayed him as kind of douchey,
Kinda the
but
easy-go-lucky.
But he's a fun time guy, and he's like, fuck it, I can take care of it, everything's fine because I'm Tony Stark.
Well, and I think they started doing that, setting that up in actually Iron Man 3. It seems to me they actually kind of started with all the
whole
terror.
psychological damage
Yeah.
thing from the first
Um,
Avengers.
Still not my favorite part of that movie, but
and then of course there's the horror of being in Iron Man 3.
yeah.
So, that's oh.
Well, yeah, we'll
I
talk
haven't
about
seen
Iron Man 3
some other time.
It's
Yeah.
terrible.
But it did a lot of good things, and it did them really well. The action sequences were great. Everything was really well choreographed. Some people might think they pushed the comedy a little too hard.
Yeah, it was fun.
There was
I
a
like
but
those
it,
parts.
and I
But
love that shit. There's a lot of great
kinda-
banter and smart assy jokes.
You
and-
needed that little bit of levity, though. Otherwise, this movie would have been really dark.
Yeah.
If you hadn't had quips, this movie would have been really dark,
and,
like
just
depressingly
heavy.
dark.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to have that little bit of balance. How about you, Jolene? What were your favorite aspects of this film?
The one part where Ultron asks that one guy, what did he say exactly?
Well, he
You
said
are
a lot of stuff.
Something like,
Yeah.
you are so
It's James
naive.
Spader. They took
Oh,
advantage of
Vision.
that.
Just wait.
Vision.
Oh, yeah, he said to this Vision guy,
Vision guy. Yeah, he says to Vision, "You're
you
so
are
naive."
so naive. And
Vision
then the guy
replies
goes,
back.
well, I was just born yesterday.
Yeah, that was the extent of
I like
the aspects that you liked about this film.
Oh, no.
Did you like the fighting?
Yeah.
All the combat scenes?
And Captain America is my favorite. I
Um,
like him.
Yeah.
His outfit is so cool. And he's from the 40s, which is awesome.
I like just about everything with this film as well.
Yeah.
The action scenes were really good. The build up, the characterization of Hawkeye.
Yeah,
That was
and
fantastic.
it's nice they finally did a lot more with Hawkeye than they have previously.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just that guy with the bow for the most part.
And this is a
Previously.
spoiler review, so you've been fully warned now. Go away if you don't want spoilers if you haven't seen it yet. Hawkeye, throughout the whole movie, you're like, okay, they're setting him up to die. Setting him up to die.
Yeah.
Setting him up to die.
because it's Joss Whedon and somebody's gonna fucking die.
Right, and they've always said somebody's dying in this, somebody's gonna die in this, and you're just ready for it. And then in the end, they switch it out. They M. Night Shyamalan this shit, but in a good way. And it wasn't Hawkeye who died. It was Quicksilver.
Yeah.
And that was handled really well because you actually got to a point where you actually gave a damn about Quicksilver enough to see the sacrifice that he made for a stranger.
Yeah, but through the whole movie, Whedon's like setting Hawkeye up. Oh,
Yeah.
he's got a family, he's got a wife and kids, and there's more to him than just
I'm gonna
the Avengers.
just break.
You know,
when I kill this guy, I'm gonna break everybody's heart.
Yeah, we're setting him up to be an everyman. He's a guy who could be your best friend. He could be you. You know, and you really felt like he was building to that heart-wrenching moment where they just fucking off Hawkeye, and then a hard left turn.
Yeah, and then it's gonna happen. You can see it as the ship is flying over and shooting at him.
To the point where Hawkeye's
dying.
talking about this grim shit, like, I might not come back. I could fucking die. I'm gonna die. Yep, going off to my death. Love you, honey. Bye.
Yeah.
Kiss the kids for me.
And he
And
sees
the
it
one
coming.
in the oven, too. Huh?
And he sees it coming because he's like, I gotta go rescue this kid and it's gonna get me killed. And he's going to turn his back and cover up the kid to save the kid's life. And then Quicksilver comes and zips him away and saves him. And it was just,
Yeah.
and it was just so well done.
It was.
I can't wait to see it again. Yeah, just everything. And then Ultron is like.
He was James Spader.
He's a
You don't
cool
need to say
robot.
anything beyond that.
We've got
Fucking James Spader. To the point where they CGI'd him so well, they made an android move his face like James Spader. It was awesome.
Well, and we've gotten kind of used to the point where Marvel villains aren't really anything too much.
Most of them aren't
to get excited
terribly
about.
deep.
Yeah, I mean we've had Loki has been kind of deep.
Yeah.
Red Skull was kind of deep, but
again,
still kind of a throwaway character by the end of the movie.
Up until this point, he's been a one and done, and a lot of that is they were villains in setup movies.
Mm-hmm.
They were, a lot of them were just villains in backstory films.
I would so love to see Red Skull come back and do something more significant.
Yeah. Well, it's he might, because there's a fan theory that the Tesseract actually just teleports you to another place.
Yeah.
So he may not be dead.
And then there was like setup where the villain was more the situation or the core group of villains than an actual villain.
Yeah.
So even like Ronan was just kind of like he was a little bit more interested in some of the previous villains, but he was still kind of a
and his weird facial expressions were confusing.
He was more of a setup for Thanos than he was an actual villain for himself.
Yeah.
But in this, Ultron actually gives a character that has depth to him.
Yes. Yeah. He had real motivations, and you could understand where he was coming from, even though they were twisted as fuck.
Yeah, and he was frightening, but not frightening in a way of just villainy, but frightening because of almost his level of humanity.
He's a dark reflection of Tony Stark.
Yeah. So
And that's the scary thing is an evil Tony Stark in a vibranium body.
yeah. How about things we didn't care about too much for the film? Was there anything that you really didn't that kind of fell a little bit off to you?
Oh! I just thought of something. It ended kind of abruptly, like they cut off what he was saying in the mid sentence. Captain America.
Oh,
It felt like they should have let him finish the sentence that what he was talking about. I don't know. That's the only thing that I kind of didn't like.
I think that was more for. I don't even know. I don't even remember what he was talking about, to be honest.
Me neither.
But yeah, so it felt kind of abrupt. I kind of thought the way they finally killed Ultron
Was a little anticlimactic.
Yeah. And then once again, for me, the pacing. The end for me was a little anticlimactic.
But that's obviously
yeah,
because
yeah.
they're gonna make another one.
Well, we
Sequel.
don't know if Ultron's going to be in more.
Right. Ultron could
I
come
hope
back.
that it's
Ultron
cool. I
could be
like it.
hiding in fucking thumb drive.
I don't
Yeah.
think
Somewhere.
he's dead. Yeah.
Or he
He's
could have
probably
even
not
built a
dead.
body that just didn't go to the big battle. You know, a backup body
Yeah,
that he
yeah.
could just jump to if he needed to.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, I don't ever count Ultron out of a fight.
no, because he's come back and died and come
Yeah.
back so many
So
times.
it's not like a living, breathing character you dropped off.
And
the
you never
roof of
know.
a building.
Vision might have had a hard time wanting to kill him and might have just backed him up in himself too.
That's possible. That would actually be really nice to create conflict later on.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see Ultron coming back in the near future just because
There's already so many storylines.
Well, yeah, because they've already got to do Civil War and they've got to do Infinity War, and there's just a lot to go through.
Ragnarok.
Yeah. So
Whatever Black Panther's going to be fighting.
yeah.
How about Claw? How did you guys feel about Claw?
Wait, who's Claw?
Ulysses Claw?
He was the guy,
The
who
guy
got
that got his arm
ripped
cut off?
Oh, that was sad. He
Sad.
got his arm chopped off.
He was
He's
an
like,
a-hole.
Poor Andy Serkis. He wasn't
I
afraid
didn't
of
even
nothing.
know it was Andy Serkis till after the end. You told me. You didn't even look like him.
But yeah, it's great. There wasn't a hell of a lot I really had to complain about.
Me neither.
Maybe given another week to really mull it over, I might come up with something. But at this point, I just want to see it again. But this time, I want to go to that super
The Ultra.
screen.
The Ultra. Favorite character?
Captain America.
Hulk.
Ultron. Ultron was just fucking cool.
He was cool.
I liked how much depth they gave to Banner's character.
Yeah,
And-
it
and-
really
and
was
how
more of
much
a Banner
ass-
story this time than a Hulk story.
Yeah, well, and he got a lot of great ass whooping screen time in this one also.
And once again, Joss Whedon really did a lot of service to every character that was in there. And
Yeah,
considering
well, and he's
he had,
very good at that.
Considering he had 2 more or 3 more characters that he had to develop, 4 more characters that he had to develop this time.
Mm-hmm. Well, and he had to work through the plot in order to reconfigure the group by the end of it.
So how would you rate it?
I,
Out of 5.
9.5.
9.5.
Oh, out of
So out of
10.
10. How would you rate it?
I guess 10.
I gave it 3 thumbs up. So,
That's not the same.
yeah, no, very, very cool movie. Better than the first or about equal to the
On
first?
par.
Yeah.
I think it's better.
Although actually slightly better, yeah,
better.
because while Loki was the main villain in the first one, the Chitauri were kind of throwaway shit. I mean, they were just an excuse to have the Avengers together and show them kicking ass. This movie also had the big horde of villains thing like they did in the first one, but at least, it was more Ultron-centric.
And they actually had to destroy them all. They didn't just shut off once he killed the mothership,
Yeah.
which was nice. So yeah, just very positive feelings about the film, just like everybody else is having. So yeah, that's our spoiler review of Ultron.
Yeah.
And maybe later on this
Spoiler.
week we'll do a non-spoiler review, where it's just a bunch of beeps over what we just said.
Yeah, right.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. Have a good day.
Hey, thank you.